Now, as for Dave Aranda, okay, Bruce Feldman had Dave Aranda listed number 2 on this, behind Danton Lynn. Now, I guess they weren't like numbered like 1, 2, but second coach mentioned, okay? Dave Aranda, here's what was said about Baylor's Dave Aranda. Quote, he's a Southern California native coaching in the Big 12 at a program with upper-level resources. Aranda is very cerebral and probably would play well in a strong academic environment. He's 33 and 31 since taking the job in 2020 and coached himself off the hot seat in Waco last year. In his second season, his team went 12-2 and finished number 5, but it's been as much down as up there. I wouldn't be shocked if he was intrigued by the thought of bringing his family back to the West Coast. He grew up a UCLA fan and used to take his wife to games. Okay. Yeah, let's talk restarting the clock, because that was mentioned by ESPN for Kalani Sitake. Hey, it's been 10 years at BYU. He might want to restart his clock. I think that's what makes this intriguing to me about Dave Aranda, not Kalani Sitake. Usually, like, you want to restart the clock when your results have been pretty stable or like at about the same level, and you feel like maybe the fans are, if you've been 8-4 for a long time, the fans aren't excited about that anymore. Then you have a 7-5 season. Like, you might want to restart your clock somewhere because people are getting antsy there. I mean, Sitake just had his best year last year. If we're taking record and the conference you were playing in, the level of competition, he's coming off of his best season. They just pulled in Ryder Lyons. Like, the star has never been brighter for him at BYU. Things have not been better. So the restarting the clock thing, I don't think that makes much sense at all. But for Dave Aranda, I mean, the guy almost got fired last year. Like, after the Colorado game, after Victory Cigar, the Hail Mary, everybody was ready to run him out of town. So, like, that makes sense to me. Saved his job for a year. Now this year they start the season with a very disappointing loss. They rebounded with a great win. But what does this year wind up being? If this is an 8-4, 7-5, so this is like a 7-5 year at Baylor. I mean, that might be, I don't know if Baylor is going to want to pull the trigger on him then, but you're certainly feeling like, I don't know, people aren't going to be thrilled with that. Now we're getting like 4 years away from winning the Big 12 and the Sugar Bowl. That's the type of guy that I would think would want to restart the clock. And if he is a guy who, as this says, like someone who has a real affinity for UCLA, grew up a UCLA fan, now that starts to make some sense. Would I love that if I were UCLA? I mean, look, I'm a guy that's always wanted to really buy into Dave Aranda. Right now, his defense is a problem. He's got a great offense. It's tough to know. I mean, I know his expertise is in defense. He's widely respected as a great defensive coordinator, but I just feel like what UCLA needs is, like, they need a Kalani Sitake more than a Dave Aranda, at least based on what those two programs are right now. So that would be my analysis on the situation. The bottom line here is, folks, anytime a major job comes open, any Power 2 job, usually you can't throw a rock without hitting a Matt Campbell reference. Matt Campbell nowhere to be found in these, even though he's been mentioned heavily for USC before, job in LA, but not this one. So we've escaped the Matt Campbell meme, at least for now. But that doesn't mean Big 12 coaches aren't being mentioned. You are always going to get the Big 12 coach mentions here. They will find a way to shoehorn in Big 12 coaches as candidates for the Power 2 jobs. So it is what it is. Great coaching in the Big 12. Should be flattering, I would think, for Kalani Sitake, but I would be pretty stunned. Dave Aranda, maybe a sneaky one to keep an eye on here.